Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm live streaming.
You're just making a face.
What you mean?
That's not, I mean, it's interesting for like 2 seconds. And then everyone else is going to be like, is he going to say anything?
No.
You're just going to chill there making that face?
This is the whole stream. FLD said way better quality. What's up, Nathan? Hey, we're doing a live stream.
Getting excited out of it.
And then he immediately said stop. He came on stream.
He told you to stop making that ugly face.
We got 3 people watching. I got a 5G phone, so you know I'm getting canceled. That's terrible. We're hanging out. We are. I did finally get an upgraded phone. I'm so happy about it. So hopefully the quality is better for you guys. We're on the part 2 of our stream. We were gonna try and do a freaking a beach stream, but it was being garbage. It didn't work out, so we're leaving the beach. We're actually headed to an amusement park. We're probably going to be hanging out. It's great to see you, Liana. We have been hanging out. We hung out with Liana earlier on stream. We hung out with Francis Monarchiste earlier. It's great to see you. It's great to see the Republican Maroxan. I think they joined in earlier. And we're hanging out today. We're trying to get all those watch time hours today. So if you guys want to hit us up, we will be soaring to 4,000. This is a great way to do that. Liana said, greetings, FLD, to Nathan. Nathan, our other citizen, our press noble for the House of Others. And I am super excited about that. Hopefully, either today or tomorrow, I'm supposed to be hanging out and talking to Gray. So when Gray will be free, that'll be cool because we can hang out and talk to him. We can get some updates on our government and try and move a couple things forward.
I got a ghost on my feet.
Tiffany does. She just bought some new shoes. She got some little ghosties. She got some ghosties on her feet. Nathan said, Aeternia be invading an amusement park? Yeah, but we got to get the ghosties on our feet so we sneak in. They'll never see us coming. Isn't that right, Tiff? Tiff's going first. She's our scout. She'll be our lookout on the way to the park. But yes, we're going to take over the amusement parks. Y'all already know I'm afraid of roller coasters, so it's going to be interesting.
Do you want to stop by the Taylor Tree and pick up some stuff or drop off some stuff, or are you good?
I think I'm good unless
you just want to go straight there?
Let's go straight.
Okay.
So we have as much time as possible. We're probably going to go buy some stuff, eat some food. We already ate food, but we're probably going to eat more food. Wallet? Oh. Okay. Liana said, I got my COVID shot today. That's fantastic. So we have, I got it. Give me just 1 second, guys. I'll set it down like this so I can keep talking to y'all. Liana got her COVID shot today. Congratulations. That is one out of...
one dose by like Johnson & Johnson, or...
Ooh, did you get the...
BioNTech by, which is a 2 dose.
That's true. Did you get the 1 dose or 2 dose, Liana? Also, congratulations. If you can take a picture and post it on for us or send it to us, that would be one of our, I think they give you a little card that says that you got the COVID shot. That's great. If you could let us know or somehow confirm it, we could post it on our social media. We could say one of our citizens has already gotten the shot. I'm trying to get lined up for the shot myself. I'm going to be getting it pretty soon. Tiff's going to be getting it pretty soon as well. So we will be hanging out and trying to get all healthy for the Empire, just like all of you should. If you can get this shot, I definitely recommend it. And I'm curious to learn which one do our citizens prefer, the 1 shot or the 2 shot. Kingdom of Annie joined us. Hello, Kingdom of Annie. It's good to see you. We are steady hanging out, trying to drive to the amusement park to take over the world slowly but surely. We're going to be dominating it. And right now we're just chilling. We are trying to be driving, trying to be going to the place. The biggest deal for us right now is honestly just these live streams, because we have not been able to do these live streams at all without terrible quality recently. So now it's good. We got that 5G. Let me read from Liana. Liana said, I got the Moderna shot, 2 doses. The next one will be the day before my birthday. Congratulations on a happy and healthy birthday.
Like a month before you go get the second.
Absolutely. So you can kick in, start taking effect, and then you get the second booster. Yeah, that's great. So Liana, that's fantastic. If, like I said, is completely voluntary, but if you want to, send us a picture of the card that you got, and we can post it on our social media and say Aeternia is getting healthier. We are protecting the world from COVID-19.
Of course, must. If she doesn't, you will.
Yes.
If any personal information is on it, we will definitely.
Oh yeah,
blur that
we
out.
don't want to dox anybody, absolutely. But when I get mine, I'm gonna post some of the information and just say, hey, I got my shot. Here's the evidence of that, and we're gonna be moving forward. Also, FLD, the person whose title, whose name tag there is Richard Taylor, goes by Liana. So we call her Liana. That's what her name is as a citizen. She is registered in the Empire of Aeternia with her citizenship as Liana. She has her on her ID, on her Empire of Aeternia ID, Liana. So that's what we identify her as. That's what she, I believe, prefers to go by. Republic of Maroxan said in the Czech Republic it's 1 a.m. Well, thank you for hanging out with us at 1 a.m. Here it is 5 p.m. about to be 6 p.m. actually. So yeah, Kingdom of Annie said happy birthday. Absolutely, when it is your birthday, happy birthday, Liana. Gray asked is around 8 p.m. Eastern good for me today. I think that's maybe not. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if that's good for me. I might have to push back further for our meeting with Gray, but hopefully that'll work out for us today. Liana is explaining the situation to Nathan. All good, yeah. I don't think it was intentional by Nathan at all, which is the better, the better circumstance. It's always good to like learn and to figure that stuff out. Because I don't think anybody's offended if you just like say the wrong pronoun accidentally and you're trying to learn, which is great. So I'm glad everybody's like cooperating, doing good, and it's great. Kingdom of Annie said it's around 6:56 p.m. where I am because I'm from Maryland. I believe then we are, you're an hour ahead of us, but similar time zone. You're in Eastern. Gray, I believe, is also in the Eastern time zone. We are in the Central U.S. time zone. As well, one of the things that we have is a sand dolero, which is pretty cool. I wanted to film on the beach so that you guys could have seen it, but we did. We got a couple things. We got a sand dollar, very beautiful, very cool detail on here. My phone camera now is pretty good, so you can see some kind of nice quality on it. It's really pretty. And yeah, it's very, very nice. Yep. Ooh, Nathan as well said, hey, Maryland, I'm from Michigan. I'm in Eastern time zone. Very nice. And Liana is in Virginia as well. We have a lot of people in the Eastern time zone, so that's great. I myself, Central time zone. Both of Aeternia's current territories are Central time zone, but it is fantastic to see us having some solid representation in the East. We need it. We need it because we need people to hang out and represent us all over. So having a lot of our citizens in the East as well is a cool thing because that lets us know where we need to take our first trip to. We want to start doing some traveling, and we want to start really, really pushing the Empire of Aeternia as a micronation that is trying to reach out to the world, not only online like we've been doing, but once COVID stuff has died down more, we want to get out to the world in person. And the way that we're going to do that is by traveling around and seeing all of you. So knowing Maryland, Virginia, Michigan, knowing that we have representation out there means that that's where we're going to be trying to go to first, is a place that is accessible to all of our citizens, so we can get some support out, so that we can film and show, hey, here in person, in public, here's all the support that people have for the Empire of Aeternia in person. These people will drive out, come visit us, but we don't want to make it too crazy a trip for you guys. We want to pay the expense to make it easier on everybody to try and meet at a central location. Annie said, I go to Virginia a lot. Leanna, that's great. Leanna said, I can't wait for AST to start, Eternian Standard Time. Agreed. I'm sure it won't be too much different, but we could coin it. We could say this is Eternian Standard Time. The biggest thing is it depends, I guess, where we are, right? Because if Eternian Standard Time happens all over the world in our different, territories and our different places that we have citizens, that may vary a lot. So we may have to come up with our own standards entirely. And they'll probably be pretty adherent to the current standards just because that's how everyone works. But we will definitely be coming up with our own cultural setup for that. Kingdom of Bristol is joining us. Thank you very much, Kingdom of Bristol. How are you? And as well, how do you feel about the passing of goodness, is it Prince Charles? How do you feel about the passing of Prince Charles now that being from Bristol? Are you from Bristol? And how does that work for you? How do you feel about that? Like I said, we are in Eternia's southern territory right now, and we're driving around. I figured it'd be a good time to stream a lot in the car, because in the car, so long as our great Tiff is driving for us, we can do a little bit of talking, a little bit of hanging out, and I can read the comments easier. When we're doing crazy stuff and going on adventures, I'll definitely be live streaming. I'll be bringing my stuff around, but it's just harder to answer comments and to do the full live stream experience. So while we're hanging out, while I have a very wonderful volunteer driving, we can certainly do more. One of the cool things about our Southern Territory as well is that a lot of it has beautiful nature reserves and parks. Eternia's Southern Territory has a mix of both sort of coastland as well as some beautiful forest and nature parks. And so we have a big mix of things, and I would love to be able to show you guys the nature and the majesty of Eternia's Southern Territory a little bit better, because it really, really is something that you can get in other places, but it's nice to know that it's in your backyard, Liana says, if Aeternia is physically formed in a desert, we should have a Burning Man Wasteland Weekend kind of atmosphere. I saw your email about that, and that's definitely interesting. I feel like what's crazy about that is the more land that we would get, I really want to do stuff that utilizes as much of it as possible. So I know absolutely if we get land in the desert, there's not going to be a ton of it that is forest-based, tree-based, stuff like that, because we just won't have those resources. But we will absolutely be doing things, underground. We'll be doing things using a lot of like solar panels and stuff. I think the thing that's interesting is Eternia's culture is heavily developed and based around technology and based around like futurism and progress. Futurism as far as just the idea of attempting to move forward into the future, not any specific political ideology or anything based around that, but just we are trying to develop and become as advanced a society as possible. And so I think in certain different areas of the Empire of Eternia will absolutely have their own culture and kind of their own theme to them. So if we do have a desert place and everybody there is kind of excited about sort of a wasteland look to it, we will absolutely have kind of a more rugged setup for those individuals. But the Empire of Eternia as a whole is definitely very, very technologically based. So I'm sure we will have a lot that is interconnected just about the culture of Eternia as a whole that'll show through in all of our territories. But I'm excited to see that. I would love to see what sort of designs that would create, and how the mixture between Eternian culture as it stands would be, and how that combines with Eternia's look depending on which territory we're in. As well, I just want to show the beautiful river that we have here. That's very, very nice. Liana said, ooh, Aeternia goes cyberpunk. Absolutely, we always been cyberpunk, you know this. And that's the thing that's cool. Depending on where we are, we plan to have many territories. We're going to have desert territories, we're going to have forest territories, mountain territories, jungle territories. We are trying to go global. So that being the case, we are absolutely going to have different cultures in different areas. We're going to have different food types. We're going to have different styles. We want people to bring who they are to Aeternia and to help shape the place that they live based around that, to make it fit for their lives and what they want to see. So Liana, if you want a Mad Max Wasteland style life, you can have a Mad Max Wasteland style life, and we would love to see how that is incorporated into our empire. Because it's necessary. There are going to be other people who are really excited about that, who like that, and who are going to want to buy things based around that lifestyle, and who are going to want to celebrate different events and different cultural aspects based around that lifestyle. So there is 100% not only room for that, but ability for encouragement there. And that's something that I am incredibly excited about once we start having a permanent population in our territories. The biggest issue right now, it's both of Aeternia's northern and southern territory have permanent populations, but they are very limited in scope and what we can do, because both of them are not property that is permanently owned, as indeed owned by the Empire of Aeternia. They are rented, and so it's something where we are still accessing the land, we are still using its resources, we still have a certain amount of legal claim to it, but it's not full, it's not complete. And so we want to be taking the next step and really purchasing our own territory to have a deed, and to make sure that that territory that we have can expand and can have citizens that come from all over to live on it. So we're looking into what the best initial territory purchase will be for us. Kingdom of Annie said, did you know we have 6 provinces? They're called the North Annie, South Annie, New South Annie, Vidaland, Maria, and Arundel. That's cool. I did not know that. How big are those provinces, Kingdom of Annie? I'm curious as to how you use those different provinces and what the different provinces are like. I think that would be really hard. Are they all very similar, or do they all have their own, kind of unique stuff to them? We are driving in Aeternia. That's a big bulk of this stream at the moment, has been trying to get to our final destination, as it were, trying to move our progress in Aeternia to go marching onward to face these people as we trailblaze through the U.S. and make our presence known here. Kingdom of Annie says, kind of small. I will explain that in a future video. I'm excited to see it, and I'm excited to see you on more of our live streams. I really like hearing about how people develop the culture of their nations and kind of what that entails for them, what parts of their personality and other people's personality and the life that they want, they pull into that. So very, very cool. We are slowly marching toward where we're going. One of the biggest things that's crazy about Aeternia's southern territory, it's connected basically all on one big strip of road. So the more that you see us drive here, we're just kind of on this main road heading down. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty stable setup for the video right now. One of the things that I'm super jealous about is there's a ton of land for sale here on this main road, and it's big land, 5 acres, 6 acres, something like that. But because it's all on this main road, it's gonna be like a, $800,000, $1 million, something like that for a piece of property, and it's crazy. So when we've been looking for land, a lot of the time we're looking for it on little back roads and on little sections of area that's going to be unzoned, that's going to be kind of set up for us especially, so that we can make deals with how we're going to purchase it, how much we can put down at one time, how much we want to pay off in the future. The location as well for micronation, you wouldn't think is that crazy, but it's actually fairly critical, because depending on what you're doing, you want to have a permanent population, but you also want to run businesses. There are places that are zoned specifically residential, or some places that have homeowners associations that would not want you to put, say, your arc furnace in their territory, around their homes. At the same place, there are places that are commercially zoned that you can't, have tenants and stuff like that. You can't bring a permanent population. So that's something that we're kind of looking for, is just unzoned property that will allow us the opportunity and the freedom to stake our claim, but also to be able to continue to work and function as best we can as the Empire of Aeternia, so that we can accomplish all of our goals with the same place. Multiple things. Kingdom of Annie said, kind of small, I'll explain in a future video. Liana said, AP, you're an awesome leader because you're allowing the citizens to create the culture of Aeternia instead of making the citizens conform to what belief the culture should be, or to what you believe the culture should be. And that's how it should be, you know what I mean? Like, it's... The unique thing about a micronation that I feel like most people don't really attach onto is that you can do that. That's perfectly fine. Sure, you have to have some setup. You absolutely have to have some things that you declare as a baseline, but don't make those things set in stone for yourself. Don't make it such a big deal that nobody else can ever sway your opinion. Because one, that's what leaders do. You have to listen to the people who are around you. And more important than that, you know, if you go to a resort or something like that, you may be excited about what it is, but you may also show up and be a little bit disappointed because you realize, hey, there's something here that it wasn't what I expected it to be. The atmosphere isn't what I wanted, or the rules are a little bit weird, and I'm not familiar with how certain aspects of doing things work. But in a micronation, people can show up and live there and develop a life that they've been dreaming of for a long time. It's the new land of opportunity. It's the new frontier, so to speak. They say the space is the last great frontier, but I think micronationalism for a lot of people is a political frontier, is a frontier for life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness and all those things. So why make it so conforming? Why make your culture so nitpicky that only one particular type of person can associate with it and will want to live there? You absolutely want to have your citizens, the people who are going to live there and work and dedicate their lives and potentially their families' lives and their children's lives to what it means to be a citizen of your nation. When people say they are Aeternian, I want that to mean something to them as a person, as an individual, for them to be able to look inside themselves and to say, hey, this is my life, this is my culture. I not only was born in this country, I was not only raised in this country, but I have made this country. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people join micronationalism for, because they were disappointed that in their old country they weren't feeling a part of it. They were apathetic. They didn't have a reason to vote or a reason to care about what was happening in their political landscape. In Aeternia, that needs to be integral. That needs to be who you are, needs to be directly connected to what our culture is and who our community is, because we want everybody to play an important part, and we want that to be well known and well established, that you need to be able to get along with our community, and our community needs to be able to get along with you. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So thank you very much, Liana. And thank you for believing in what we're doing, because without that belief, we are kings and queens of nothing. We are citizens of nothing, just the dirt. So you giving us that time and effort, investing your money in us, is something that makes that dream come true. And at very least, what we can do is give you reason to support that, and to be able to help you fulfill those dreams that you have as well. Kingdom of Annie said, we also have two territories. There's two called Brewer's Island and the Cinnamon Islands. The Cinnamon Islands sound delicious. Tiff, if there was an island made of cinnamon, would you go there and eat it? I'll say this, it better be cinnamon
Probably
and
not.
sugar. Tiff said probably not. It'd be spicy. Do you have to do the cinnamon challenge on Cinnamon Island? On the Cinnamon Island?
It's a good way to kill yourself.
Goodness. Tiff said, drown in the cinnamon. Reptile Keepers said, hello Reptile Keepers, how are you? If you're unfamiliar with what we are a micronation, the Empire of Aeternia. We have been founded 4 years ago, I believe almost 5 now, and we are steadily marching toward our purchase of land. We've been developing our culture, we have our citizens, we have a whole bunch of stuff you can check out on our website. There's a bunch of links in the description, or in the description of our other videos, in the description of our YouTube channel. But we are making our way right now in our southern territory, so thank you for hanging out with us. Kester Hamilton said, I found this by watching the first part, LOL. Well, thank you very much, Kester. I appreciate it. That's one of the cool things, is now we're able to do these live streams, these mobile live streams, before we weren't able to. So it's really, really nice to be able to do that, and to be able to keep people continually watching and to grow our watch time hours, which has been a huge deal for us. So thank you so much, Kester, for helping us actively to be able to grow our watch time hours. We have 7 viewers right now and 5 likes. If we can get those likes up, it helps a bunch. But also 7 viewers for 25 minutes, that means a ton of watch time for us. We had a 15-minute stream.
You gotta tell them the great thing that happened on the last stream.
Very true. On the last stream, the 12...
Only
12
like 11 minutes or so. And
that's
getting
true.
An hour.
Yep. So we had 4 viewers, like, average. Oh, thank you for the 6 likes. We had like 4 viewers on average, maybe, and then all of a sudden we like spiked to 11 right at the end. But that gave us an hour of watch time. With 15 minutes of video, we had an hour of watch time. So we need 4,000 hours total, and right now we're at nearly 3,000 for our monetization. So as we move forward, if we can just do, you know, a 30-minute live stream here, an hour live stream there, we can easily jump up to that watch time, so long as we can do the live streams more regularly. And that's what I'm trying to do with this mobile content, is to allow you guys to hang out with us for a little bit, jump in, watch a stream when you can, and have those streams be frequent enough that you feel like you're not missing out. There have been a ton of people who are like, when are you going to schedule a stream? How do you schedule your streams? How can I know when you're going to jump on? And a lot of it's based around my school schedule, so it's just a I'm winging it now kind of thing. Hopefully as we continue forward, that'll change more and more as we get more people to make more content for us, and as we get as my schedule gets more fixed. But in the meantime, just doing shorter, more frequent mobile live streams, I think, will be a solution that can help make an easier middle ground for everybody. Kingdom of Bristol said it's been hard because all the TV channels come. Prince Philip, thank you. It was Prince Philip. I said Prince Charles. My apologies. Prince Philip. It's been hard because all the TV channels come to a standstill, and it's Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Thank you very much. Yes, I live in Bristol. I just started a micronation today. Oh, fantastic. You just started a micronation today? What was your interest in micronationalism? Did Prince Philip's death have any connection to that? Tell me more about that. Kester said, my son is a micronationalist, so I'm looking at this stuff to see what he's doing. Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you, Kester, it's interesting because micronationalism is such a varied thing. Like, I wouldn't look at this channel and say this is what micronationalism is. It's not. From what I understand, micronationalism just is the bare bones definition of someone who wants to create a new country. Now, in your son's case, that may be as simple as, I have a flag, I hang out with my friends, we have fun, and we've created a culture for ourselves, and a little tiny, like, a treehouse fort or something, and that may be all it is. For our channel, what we're doing, we are trying to create a country. Now, we're trying to go about that through a legal process. We're trying to go about that as legitimately as we can, and the basis for that is starting businesses, getting the word out about what we're trying to do, helping to create a culture, and ultimately creating a community. We want to buy land, we want to develop businesses for our people, and just to help find a home for people who feel dissatisfied with their current political landscape wherever they live. So that's a tough pill to swallow for some people, and that's a lot that we're asking. So definitely do not base your views or your opinions on micronationalism based solely on this channel. There are micronations all over the world on all different social media. So if you like what we're doing, please continue to watch. Please continue to talk to us. Ask us questions. We have an email. You can post in the live chat right now. I'll try and answer some stuff. Aeternianempire@gmail.com if you have any personal questions for us. But I've been in the micronational community for probably like 8 or 9 years. I've started my micronation about 5 years ago. Didn't get things really started.
This specific one, but you
this
had one
specific
prior.
one, yes. And didn't really get things started going well until 3 years ago, basically. But I would highly suggest, it's a very small community, in respect to something like gaming that's like a huge market. So I would say don't base your opinions just off of this, but if you have questions, we would love to answer those for you. We want to make micronationalism have a good name. So if anybody gets into a part of micronationalism that's toxic, or that, you know, just has a rough community, we don't want that to be the representation. We don't want that to be the branding. Every time my micronation tries to go out and do stuff, and they see other, you know, people talking bad about micronationalism, or people who are worried about micronationalism who don't know much about it, it's probably because they hit a bad part of the community, and that sucks, and I don't like that. So if you ever have any questions, Kester, if you're curious about any of this, please ask questions. I will give you my opinion on stuff, and I'll tell you what I've seen, but do your own research. That's always the best thing to do, is try and look into anything that you're interested in or that you're doing. And definitely watch what your kids are doing. That's the biggest thing. There are a ton of kids who watch this channel, people who are under 18, and 100% watch what your kids are doing online, because they're talking to people who are starting nations. They're talking to people who are trying to maybe be as in the same league as them, you know, not just kind of creating the idea for something, looking into this, kind of feeling it out. There are some people though who are very, very serious about it. So depending on who they're talking to and what they're doing online, it's always important to have that extra step, that extra representation. It's good for them to be able to get advice from you too. So Kester, I 100% thank you for doing what you're doing and taking the time to research what your kids are into and what this community is. It's important, and maybe at least, you know, you'll have a weird story to tell people. Hey, my kid was into micronationalism and I had to Google that. There are people who start countries. Isn't that crazy? It's a cool talking point. It's a cool thing to talk to people about.
I'm feeling. I got it. I'm gonna just keep going straight. Eventually, I'll get into the parking lot. But
that's what I would think. So we're now at the amusement park. Multiple things. Leanna said, Aeternia, the last frontier. We also, Kester, if you want to know about our country specifically and don't want to hear about it from me, we have our citizens. Some of our citizens are in the chat. We have our Discord where a whole bunch of people are jumping in. So if you want to learn about micronationalism or about our country from someone else besides the leader of it, someone who's maybe a little less biased, definitely go out and talk to some of them, because they'll tell you honestly. Eric El Rojo said, this is just perfect. Thank you, Eric. I'm glad to see you're enjoying the channel, and if you like it, please subscribe to us, because it helps us a ton. We're trying to get monetization. We're trying to get enough money to get land. We need like $10,000, and that's not, you know, starting out we're looking 10,000, so that's not a lot for some people, but for us, every penny, every nickel is trying to go into it. So we're slowly grinding our way up there. Leanna said, Aeternia, the last frontier. These are the stories of a brave few people who are looking for something better and are not afraid to do what they can to achieve it. I love it, Leanna. We need to make that like the intro to Law and Order or something. We need to make an intro for a video that's just that, and like a cool voiceover with some music. We are here, about to go in. Eric said, feel proud of your son, Kester. Absolutely. He's at very least getting politically active, which is cool, because when I was a kid, what I hated was that everybody was apathetic. Nobody cared about politics. So it's good that your son is getting interested in that, whatever that path takes him. Kingdom of Annie said the Cinnamon Islands are not made of cinnamon. Disappointing.
Well, also, along with the micronational stuff, like you were saying with the politician thing, and there's so many different micronations doing a bunch of different politician things, and you really get to learn like all the different types and which one you agree with most.
Oh, that is 100% true. There are definitely good micronations. There are toxic micronations. There are fun micronations. There are like Nazi micronations. You know, be careful. Learn about it. It's the internet. Like any ideology or thought process that's on the internet is probably a micronation. Kingdom of Annie said they're actually a chain of Cinnamon Islands. Is there going to be a part 3? Yes. I'm going to probably stop filming for a second as we go into here, but I might restart here in a moment. Balagia said hi. Hello, it's good to see you again, Balagia. Salem said I'm finally able to get into a stream. I appreciate you. And we're actually going to maybe jump off here in a second, so go ride some rides and check stuff out. We're more than likely going to stop and get some food in a little bit, so we'll restart. Just know that we're going to be streaming throughout the day. We'll jump on and off.
Maybe not as much tomorrow, because we'll be on the interstate. It won't. I doubt you'll get much of anything out there.
You never know. 5G. I looked at the map today on their website, and it was...
You can try it. I just feel like some of the areas that we go through to get out of here and go back to the Northern Territory is going to be kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Some parts are just trees, so I don't think you're going to get too much. You could try it when we're in the bigger areas.
Liana's so cute. We appreciate you, Liana. Liana put heart Tiffany. Do it. Yeah, the little heart. I love it. Also, thank you guys for 6 likes. Salem, we're so glad to have you. I still plan on posting your picture to our Twitter and Instagram. Don't think I've forgotten about you. Kingdom of Annie said, I'm a 10-year-old and I love micronations. Absolutely. There are people of all walks of life who enjoy micronationalism. So it's important to look into it. Eddie Bentz said, gang Eddie Bentz. We appreciate you. And yeah, so this is just another check-in that we've kind of been doing, hanging out today. Thank you so much to everybody who's checked out the channel. If you guys are not subscribed, I definitely recommend you do. It helps us out, and also we can answer some more of those questions for you. So I appreciate it, and I will talk to you all soon. I love you, and until next time.
Seagull!
Girl! Wait, we'll get them. We'll film them. Flap flaps. We got some flap flaps here in the Empire of Aeternia, some beautiful flaps. Belagia said bye. We appreciate you, Belagia. We have some flaps flapping around, and from us, we'll see you soon. Peace, guys.